Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone back to an episode of CSGO News, or soon to be just CS2. This is the series where I show and tell you what's been going on in the CSGO community for this past week. This can have anything to do with the CSGO pro scene, Paris major updates, and changes with players. Also the CS investing space where we deep dive into items that have recently spiked for whatever reason, and all updates. If it's gameplay or community based, such as gambling bans, link to CSGO's most recent updated code of conduct like in today's video. And speaking of today's video, we're pretty much going to be touching all bases. Now today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a trading site for your CSGO skins. It's one of the easiest and safest ways to swap out your inventory for something new. Extra cash on every trade gets added to your balance. It also has a 30% deposit bonus. And if you use the link in the description or use my code MANDO in two different ways, one which adds 5%, totaling out to 35 for your deposit bonus. And if you're a first time user, you can get up to a free $5 on your first trade. They also have a freebies tab where you can enter giveaways for free. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. Now firstly, I want to talk about updates. Now, if you guys don't know, just the past week or so, Valve has updated their online code of conduct, which is essentially like their terms of service. Now trading with third-party sites, doesn't matter what one it is, even buff, has always been an extremely gray area. Valve never thought skins were going to grow as big as they have, and it seems to be regulation is slowly getting added, where recently gambling is now a bannable offense. And while commercial use of a Steam account is also up there as well. What a lot of people were worried about is if they used to gamble or are currently gambling on CSGO, doesn't matter the website if it's legit, not legit, or maybe half. According to Greg on Twitter, his friend Oliver was just community banned a couple weeks ago, and Valve gave him the reason of being banned for using his account for commercial use. Apparently this guy's been trading for close to 9 years, and Steam support limited his ability to contact them after 4 tickets. He had a pretty large collection of skins, and while this tweet pretty much blew up, had 100,000 views on Twitter, 200 likes, which isn't the best ratio, and the comments are filled with really a lot of confusion. Now the website he said to be using was CSGO Empire, and for me anyway, I don't gamble, I don't condone it, but CSGO Empire is definitely one of the only few, if not the only one, at least that I know of, that I would actually somewhat trust. Now if we look back at the comments in this guy's post, he was already doing a lot of fishy stuff, possibly could have been scamming, or using his account for commercial use, like Valve gave the idea of. CSGO Empire, the owner Monarch, came out on Twitter and pretty much said this guy was using a bunch of other sites, he was already kind of sketchy, there's 30,000 plus users every single month without any issues and haven't had any in the past or as of now. Now this is just my personal opinion, I think most people are fine. But if you're going to be in the gray area of CS, expect the gray area of bans and possibly situations to hit you. That's just how I look at it. We're playing with a fire, especially those who do participate in this, that could end up getting you banned, and I don't want to see it. A lot of players in the CS trading community have actually recently removed their API and just created a new one in general, and they've had to copy and paste this obviously on all the third-party sites they use, like a place like Buff, and that's to pretty much remove them from these older gambling sites. So if Valve did go through and see what trades are which accounts traded with who, in that case those people did get banned, there's a possibility they'd be okay. Like I said earlier, I don't think much of this is going to happen, and I don't think this ban is very big either. Lastly, as it goes for updates, there's not really much going on besides the Paris sticker sale, which we should see this in the next 1 to 3 weeks most likely. Valve is going to delay this all they can to get the most amount of money possible without these things going 75% off, and they can make the most amount of money when people buy them for the full retail price. But a lot of people have also noticed Paris stickers on a place like Buff are really cheap, 50 to 60 cents, where they're already 50 to 70% off. Now this looks good right now. I know what you're thinking. You're going to try and buy all these on Buff, wait a week, and sell them on Steam for some profit. Though you can do that. Number one, you have to realize, well, there's probably tens of thousands of other people who are thinking of the exact same deal. The same situation happens when a case or something retires. People will buy or sell something in the hopes that it goes up or down in the next week and buy back or sell it then. And what people don't realize is a lot of other people have the exact same thought process as you, and that's not going to work. And also the 75% off sale could hit, and at that point it won't really matter what you're doing. And then secondly, I want to talk about the professional scene. According to HLTV, LDLC exits esports. Now if you guys don't know who this team is, has a beautiful sticker in Katowice 2014, but also has one of the most famous VAC ban players and plays of all time in CS history, at least for Global Offensive. Now that was by Kukli. This guy was actually cheating. If he was cheating on LAN, we don't really know. If you guys want to know something funny, this former CS professional actually got access to the CS2 beta, and no, I am not kidding. And as it goes for the Paris major, it seems very odd seeing so many underdogs in the finals, but honestly, I'd love to see it. It's keeping it fresh, and to note on this major, it's going to be done in the next week. Now lastly for today's video, I want to talk about CS investing. I want to keep this short and sweet, and this will be a whole video on its own later this week. You've probably seen a lot of posts on every social media platform, including YouTube, that the CS market has currently or did couple weeks ago crash. Now, has it actually? Yes and no. For me, I would like to say it's more of a correction. A lot of these prices that skyrocketed and spiked up for no specific reason, because it went up so quickly with no understanding, or if we go back to supply and demand, there wasn't really a whole lot of demand for these. Rather, people were just buying these things up for whatever reason. And then when buyers started to realize no one was buying them, they had to lower the prices, and that's what we're seeing here. But I think where a lot of things start is the case market, and cases are down a whole lot as it goes for unboxings, at least this past month. Now, why is that? Well, when the Anubis packages came out, 9 million of the total unboxings last month were obviously those packages, not cases. So that affected the case market and those started dipping. We also have the Paris souvenir packages, including the Paris capsules, which are actually extremely enjoyed by the community. So people are opening them quite a bit, even though we're going to get a 75% off sale probably in the next few weeks. Now, where I think the market's going, I think when CS2 drops, we're going to see a huge spike in players, and I think we could see some major improvements, at least an upwards trend and one last big pump before things probably level out and kind of go back to normal. Because what we've seen the past 2 or 3 months hasn't really been normal, nor really sustainable. Let me know what you guys think down below of what's going on in CS. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.